Okay, good evening, folks. Let's get started here. And kind of unexpected little paint session here on Tuesday, but I'm gonna give it a shot. I wanted to paint all this week, and that means I need to paint today to make it fall into place. Let's make sure we are live here. There we go. Okay, so I can read the comments here off to the side. My computer booted up. Anyhow, so we had game night last night, and did another episode there of our War of the Roses campaign. Uploaded video this morning, um, and check that out if you haven't already. And let's flip this thing around here. There we go. Had a very late evening. Our game lasted an incredibly short time, even though I didn't think it had. But we got done so early. We went and 10 o'clock. We started another game. Of course, we started another game that lasted like 4 hours. So um, let's just say I got very little sleep last night. So I literally could crash at any moment. But we're going to see how far we can get, because one of the things I want to do is I want to complete these nights. This is the last night that I've got done of these papal nights, and then because I promised I was going to do a what I do to seal these guys video, and I need to do that this week while the girls are gone. It's a little easier to get all that done and stay on task on the hobby stuff when they're not here. So it has been raining, I think, every single day for probably 3 weeks. So the humidity isn't an issue for me, and I'm going to shoot a little video on once this guy's done. Well, not today. We could possibly do it as early as tomorrow, and just show you what I do as far as sealing the figures, because a lot of people seem to be having problems with it. I'm pretty sure I know what the issue is, but anyhow, we will do that as well. But we need to finish these this particular night as well. Okay, let's. There's the magic drippings. We'll leave that one there. Okay, and let's move these other two knights off to the side. Oh, look at that. A damn near clean palette. So, that's good. All right, now we got to remember where the hell we left off as far as color-wise. And we've already done some of it there. So let's get back in there. Like I said, I don't know how long I'm going to be able to make it. Hopefully you guys will come on here and interact with me, and I'll be able to stay awake. Because otherwise, see, it's 20 minutes to 7 p.m. So I really don't want to go to sleep this early. I really don't want to go to sleep before 9:30. But we'll just see how that plays out. All right. Now this is still wet from Sunday. Okay, this is darker than what I had it, so I think we were doing something in the neighborhood of like this. Yeah, I used to be a night owl, but staying up till 2 in the morning just isn't my thing anymore. And then I got home and I got less than 3 hours of sleep last night. It's amazing I'm even alive. But we had a good time. I don't really like driving around at night very much. I'm wondering, am I the only sober person on the road? Which, of course, could always be the case, but at the time I was driving last night, considering how late it was actually safer because I was like the only person on the road. Um, if I leave until 11:30 midnight, there's more people on the road, and I'm wondering, am I going to interact with somebody who's not sober behind the wheel? So if you haven't checked out that video from last night, go check it out. It's the second installment of our War of the Roses mini campaign game. It's not a very long one. Um, it didn't go on for very long. Um, and it's chock full of lots of people doing really bad accents. Really, a lot of mispronunciations. All right, maybe a little bit more. And just a little bit more of that on there. I'm not going to put any designs on this. We're just going to we're going to let this be blue. I don't want to put a mini shield here on the hindquarters of the horse because then it's too similar to the other one that I did that had that. I'm trying to make them a little different. Okay, so we need to do the metal on his helmet. For some reason I didn't do that, so. The super watery lead belcher. All right, let's see if we can get in here and do some of this. So we're going to give this a Nuln Oil treatment when we're done also. There's a gnat in here. It's very, very, very buggy outside. And invariably something's going to find its way in here when you open the door to go outside, so forth. My calendar wrong. It's only Tuesday. Yeah. What's wrong? Yeah, I usually don't paint on Tuesdays, do I? Yep. Yeah, I'm all out of whack. We after we were done last night, Joe, we started a game at about 10:30, and ran like 4 hours. So I got like almost no sleep last night. So we'll see what we can get this guy done. You know, I think if I get this guy complete, I did well. So that will be good. So yeah, I didn't get home till like 2 in the morning, and then I couldn't go to sleep, of course. So it's all good. Need one of those to flush your system. All right, so the garment that he's going to have, we're going to do that in red, I believe, because none of the other ones have that. Yep. Yep. The What's the name for his garment thing? I don't know. Today would be the wrong day for me to try to figure what things are called. I'm just running on fumes. Well, actually, I'm okay now. This morning I was running on fumes. Definitely. All right, so we're going to paint all of this in this color down here, almost like a wine type color. Woo. Yeah, we're supposed to get together on Friday and play. I don't know if that's going to play out. I certainly do not need another day where I'm staying up super late. That's going to throw my Saturday morning paint session off, and we can't have that. We can't have that. It's a no-no. Okay, I think I got just about everything. It needs to be in this color. Let's add a little bit more of the red. Yeah, I needed to hurry up and come home for a couple of reasons. I don't know how much battery I'm going to have tonight, and I do want to get some painting done. And also, the later I get on, the less people are likely to connect from across the pond. So, um, I got here as quick as I could. All right. And I don't know how much brighter red I'm going to make it. I may stop like here and start adding the white to it to bring it up. Woo! Yep. So we're going to play test one of the games on Friday that we're running at the show at the end of September, and it's the little blind general scenario. And in a nutshell, it's going to be a standard DBA type game, except that you're going to roll your pips and you're going to put it down, and your opponent's going to look at them, and you don't know how many you have. So you don't know how many pips you actually rolled for until your opponent tells you. They'll look at the dice roll and say, okay, he rolled a 3. All right, so you stop him when he gets to 3, and if you can't move any other elements, you can't move any other elements. But the catch is going to be the you need to each one of the armies has to have at least one element that costs an additional pip to move, whether it's artillery or an elephant or anything like that. One element that's that way, because it's really easy to just play completely defensive and let the other guy try to stumble himself. But yeah, we're going to give that a shot on Friday. So at least that's what the plan is at this time. Like I said, I don't know how long I'm going to be on tonight. I already feel myself a fading. For a moment there, I thought I wasn't going to do any painting tonight, but I'm going to try to power through and see if we can get this guy done. Although I guarantee if I get this guy done, that's the last thing I'm going to be doing. It's out of power. I'm out of power for sure. So. Yeah. All right. Let's lighten this up a little bit more. Attack of the sneeze. Okay. It's looking a little pinkish, which is fine. I didn't want it to be bright red. It's, faded in the sun, etc. All right. Four people and all is a quiet. Well, I may have to shut down the feed then if I don't get some more interaction. And that's okay. You know, I didn't think I was going to get a chance to do any painting at all. Seeing how I was, didn't really get any sleep last night. I'd like to get this guy done, but that we'll see if that materializes. Midnight in the UK. Yeah. Yeah, I tried to get on here as soon as I could. Because I definitely need the interaction if I'm gonna stay awake. I could basically go crawl in bed now. And it's just turned 7 p.m. But I got less than 3 hours of sleep last night. That's the problem. I'm actually surprised I'm as awake as I am. But okay, we need a color of Lance. Is the UK all in one time zone? I guess it is. Well, that's a lot easier. Having some huge country where it's split into multiple time zones. Luckily, I live in the time zone that's the most prevalent here. So, most people are on Eastern. EST. All right. Let's mix black in with this one this time. Let's not use a brown. British summer. It's funny. All kinds of places were getting really record high temperatures this last week, and we haven't because we've been underwater, so to speak. Every stinking day. And the Pacific Northwest, I think, has been getting like our weather, the 104s, 105s. Wow. Cold here, wet, yada yada. It's cold in the end of June. Wow. Made a start on my hoplites, but there's 70. Holy moly! Maybe take more than a week. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, definitely, definitely. I don't know why I've got this partially runny nose. All right, time to blow something on camera. I rarely ever have a runny nose. All right, back to this. 75 hop. That's right. You're working on the Thebans, I believe you said. All right. Thebans and make them look. You're gonna do all the little Hercules, the Hercules motif they have with his. I guess it's a cudgel. Let me go grab a. Let me go grab a Coke. I'll be right back. Well, I did a little thing yesterday that I don't know if not being very proud of it is the correct thing, but um, Marty brought some figures for me that mentioned I might be interested in getting them from early Thebans, what Barker calls geometric Greek. Oh yeah, those guys are cool. Yeah, I like geometric Greek. So Marty brought some figures. I'm going to take a little bit of a break here, see if I can animate myself, talk about some other stuff, as I really do not want to go to sleep before 9:30 or so, maybe even 10. Let's close this up for a little bit and have a little chat. Okay, so yesterday we had our game night. Marty heard that in one of the um, painting videos. I mentioned one of the armies I need to work in the future, so he decided to bring them. And I kind of talked myself into buying them from him, even though I'm probably not going to touch these things for 5 years. But he's giving me lots of stuff for free, and I figured, hey, what the hell, right? So it's what's in this box right here. Let's see if we can put this in a different angle. This may be something you're interested in, maybe not. But I need to get a little bit more animated to wake up, or I'm going to end up going to bed. So we don't want to do that. Let's see if I can get my second wind here. Dun. Yeah, I was painting there. I was painting there a few minutes ago, just being quiet, and then I could almost feel myself like daydreaming and like falling asleep with a paintbrush in my hand. Okay, so in this box, he has all these figures, and I decided to buy them all from him. And these are made in Germany, and oh, West Germany. Hobby products, also Metal Magic. These are the Dark Age stuff made by, I believe the sculptor is Josef Ochman. And these guys have been around for a while. They're nice figures, and they used to be gladiator figures, and now they're, I believe, fighting 15s carries them. But we got Lombard archers. We got, and these are strange figure packs. I think these are supposed to be 8, but some of them mounted as like 5, which is strange. So we've got Lombard archers, Gothic archers, Lombard nobles, Gothic archers. And this is, he heard me talking about doing Visigoths. So now I got a bunch of stuff to do Visigoths. Then we got, this is Gothic heavy cavalry, and I like these figures. They're almost like true 15s. Not that it matters, but medium cavalry. I'd be doing the later Visigoth list. It's at the very end of book 2. Joseph made some Aztecs for the foundry. Okay. There you are, Rick, lurking away. Hey, folks, Rick here. There you are. Cumans. Or Cumans. Light horse. Hun, medium cavalry. Got some Huns, too. More heavy cavalry for the Goths. Hun light infantry. You thought that was funny? Your reputation precedes you. More Cuman light cavalry. Now, see, these are weird. I think they're 5 mounted figures to a pack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So that's 2 packs of 5 is 10. That's 5 stands of light horse. Here's some more extra heavy cavalry command. Look at these horses. I don't know if it will come up in this crappy video, but let's see. Look at these guys. They're armored on the front, and they've got this like protective, like a cage, like a round cage around their eye. It kind of bulges out, and it looks really cool. The guy looks like, I'm going to run you over because I'm an armored garbage can that likes to crash into things. More Lombard archers. Medium infantry. So here's the Gothic infantry. Yes, they used to be gladiator. Now they're I want to say fighting 15s has them. Recently. But the good thing is so I like these figures. I don't have any of them. I want to do a Gothic army, Visigoths at some point. And it's impossible for us to get things under the current situation out of the UK because of shipping is just terrible. Cost. So I figured, what the hell? It's going to a good cause. Here's some more medium infantry to Goths. Now, I do have my Ostrogoths. I used Old Glory figures, and I have the infantry for them, so I'm going to mix them in with these guys. So they should be plenty compatible. Uh, More Hun light infantry, Hun heavy cavalry, Hun archers. This is light cavalry, I think, for the Goths. So these are the ones I'd use. There's a couple stands they can have of cavalry as opposed to knights. That's what we're going to use these guys as. I think there's 2 or 3 different poses in each one of them. Here is more extra heavy cavalry. What else do we have? Cavalry command, of course. You got to have a commander. Hun cavalry command. What else is in here? More Hun light archers. Hun medium cav. Nice. Frankish infantry, so we can have some Frankish foot as well. More like cavalry for the Goths. More Frankish infantry. Extra heavy cavalry command. And then this is a double pack, and it says Hunnic army. So there's a whole pack of Huns here. This is, I got enough to do a Hun army. So, anyhow, and if you know anything how I do things, I'm going to be mixing these guys in with other guys. So I've been really tempted to do, what's those cool figures you guys have out there that just came out? War and Empire, right? The Forged in Battle stuff. There's a company here in the States called Noble Knight, and they import some of the stuff. So they make like a stand, they make a pack of like the Goth infantry and like a Goth cavalry. So I would probably pick up one of each and then mix them in with this stuff as well. And I may have an Essex guy or a few, but you know, this is, I can do a morph that goes with the Vandals, Visigoths, who else? All kinds of stuff for that. The Huns, of course. Not in a hurry to do the Huns because Light Horse and their DBA, in my opinion, they're not represented really well. They don't feel right. Let's put it that way. It doesn't feel right when you have them at the helm. But yeah, I picked these things up, and he wanted to get rid of them, and he just wanted to recoup what he had paid for them a long time ago. So we made it worth his while. He's giving me a lot of stuff for nothing, so it's for a good cause. But anyways, to be continued. No, they're not the next 2 armies to be done. So, but here they are, because the shipping cost to the UK could be getting worse and worse every time. So you contact U.S. distributors who stock figures from the UK. Now there's none here. Well, I mean, Noble Knight has quite a few things. Noble Knight prices are steep, I reckon. Nope, not for us, for you guys. But it's the shipping that's bad. You know, the exchange rate is an issue. It's the shipping that in the last year just got stupid for no reason. Good Lord, how did Marty come into possession of all this? And he doesn't paint, okay? So when he moved out of California in like around 2000, 2001, he said he bought these from a hobby store that was closing. So I don't know why he thought he was going to paint them all of a sudden, but something he picked up recently, or something he had hoarded away for a while. Yeah, he's a hoarder. I mean, I have a lot of figures, but I don't have a lot of things that aren't figures. You know what I mean? I mean, I've got some books. I don't have like a ton of games. You know, I had more things, and I just like, you know, I'm never going to do them, you know. And you'll hear me gripe from time to time about issues I may have with DBA, but, you know, I don't think we're going to go into something different. It's just very effective. I mean, The battle we did last night, we had 6 players. We played for like an hour and a half, and we completed something. We had something to show for it, whether it was a victory or a defeat, but we got something accomplished. Not, well, we got another couple turns of the battle done, so that's just a big draw for me. So maybe that woke me up a little bit. I can do that, but yeah, Visigoths. Yeah, I mentioned I should do Visigoths because, you know, if I did that 20, what's that thing called? The DNA 23 and me? Yeah, I probably got some Visigoth in me, I guess. I'm not in a hurry to do one of those things because what if they're not right? Does it really matter? So, yeah. So, anyways, those are nice figures, but with something like that, I would be like, pick up like, I think the cavalry packs for like Forged in Battle are like 12 mounted figures. So, they've got like four or five stands of knights. So between the ones I have and pick up one pack of the other ones, then I've got tons of variety, you know. Um, because I think theirs is like a Vandals, Ostrogoths, it's just all kinds of random goth things, just for variety, mix them up in there and stuff. So, um, yeah, shipping is nuts for no reason. 15 millimeter terrain from Germany in mid-May just entered the country on June 24th, sitting in customs right now. Well, see, I can understand if it's international, okay, but there is. We're going to go off topic a little bit. I talked about it earlier. I'll bring it over here. So I had gotten something for my wife um, to put on her car to dangle from the rear view mirror. I guess that's a proper way to do it. And I don't have a picture of it. It's out in the car or whatever. But it's like a little crochet bumblebee, and I found it on Etsy. And back when she was pregnant with our daughter, we had found this little bumblebee, and it kind of fell apart. It was kind of made out of like pantyhose is probably be the best way to describe it. So it was like a pantyhose type of thing made to for a um, what's Tony doing talking about pantyhose? It's going off thing. No, it's just one of those little, something you put on your rear view mirror, and it was small. It was like maybe this big around, and it was squishy, and it was a really cute little bee, and we found it in a baby registry type place or whatever. And she had that for, I don't know, a year or whatever. And just baking in the sun, it kind of fell apart, and she didn't have one for a while. So I was searching around a few months ago on Etsy, and there's a lady that has a store, and she custom makes everything on there in Washington State. And it took a long time to. It's not her fault. I mean, but the United States Postal Service just took forever to get here. So my daughter just got her first car in the last month or so, and I had looked through the wares that this lady has on this store because she wanted to get one, but there was one particular one that she wanted, and so I ordered it for her, and it shipped on June 11th. It shipped on June 11th, and it arrived yesterday. And I knew it was going to arrive yesterday because it arrived exactly the first day that they couldn't see it because they just went on their trip. So I shot a video of it and did an unboxing for her because, she wanted to see this little guy. And I just noticed that the lady had sent me a thank you card in here. She says, thank you again for your support. It means a lot to us. We hope you enjoy this just as much. Happy summer. Yeah, no, that's wonderful. I like Etsy where you're supporting individual people that, they're not, nobody's getting rich off these things. I mean, this is like a $20 item, it's just something to do. So here's a little guy that we did. It's a little gnome, and it's for a rear mirror thing, and we have a couple gnomes that are cute. Most gnomes are ugly and look creepy, but there's some of them that are cute. He's a little Ziggy like, but this is oh, how droopy. All right, let's see if we can fix this here. But anyhow, this is, Etsy is full of things like this that are, made by individual people. Some person crafted this. It's actually weighted. The bumblebee's about like this size as well. And, but yeah, it's super cute. And it goes around her rear view mirror. And, keep her company. She already named him Oleg, you know. And, yeah, of course it arrives one day, exactly the worst possible day, because they just missed it, but it had been shipped since June 11th. So whatever this got shipped stupid slow. And it ended up going right in the mail. It was right in the mailbox, per se. So, um, what is this? First class packages. Yeah, don't have anybody ship anything first class package because it's just going to take forever to get here. So, anyhow, Oleg will be waiting for her when she gets back and she can put it in her car. I won't take that from her, but anyhow. Yeah, Etsy's got some cool stuff in there. The problem with Etsy is it's impossible sometimes to find something. It's very difficult to find things somehow. I've got something coming from Etsy. It's going to arrive. It's war game related, and it's going to arrive probably in about a month. It's coming from Slovenia, so I'm not going to spoil anything other than that. It looks like it's going to be super cool, and I may have to break off and mess with that, even though it's not for this army that I'm doing right now, but. We'll see. It was kind of expensive. It was like almost a $30 item, and the shipping was like $15. So we will see. It's something for terrain. So we will see. But I'm all for supporting individual people that do that because it's cool. Anyhow, that's her little gnome. Yeah, we don't have them anywhere. We have one that came with a potted plant. We specifically got the plant because of the gnome, and he's out in the back room. Maybe we'll have him show up one other time before. What did we call him? Ned. Gned. Ned. Yeah, but he's kind of he's redneck looking. He's cute, but he's redneck looking. He's got a long beard and Anyhow. That's it. We don't have gnomes everywhere. We're not one of those people that, when you have a what do you call the thing when you die? Wow, 2.5 hours of sleep doesn't cut it. Estate sale. You go to I've been to 2 estate sales, and I'm not going to a third, because you realize how much crap people have that they just collect, and then when they die, nobody wants, has no value to anybody else. Whether it's salt shakers or it's just sad. So. Australian Greg, you'll be able to watch a while before breakfast. Lorraine is at the doctor's getting her first COVID shot. Speaking of postage, it seems that it only takes about 10 days to get from Australia to Florida. Well, it took 11, what's yesterday? The 28th? It took 17 days to get from Washington State here. But it's all right. It's just one of them things. And meanwhile, Amazon says, "Oh, it'll get here in 2 days," and they lie. It shows up the next day. I don't let anybody talk shit about Amazon. They are so efficient. Yeah, no, that's quick. And the shipping, yeah, it just depends. I guess that first class was just super super slow, you know. So, but yeah, the Essex figures that I ended up getting for what was it that I got? Oh, the Amorites. The Amorites are they got here in like a week. So that's good. It's good to have a local source for Essex. So I just don't like Essex Army packs. I like their figures. You know, I can mix and match them however I want. I don't mind having extra figures. I just want to, you know, I'm spending 4 hours painting a figure. I want to know, I want to know, pick exactly who it is. So we're going to finish these guys. Then we're going to roll into the Amorites. We're going to do some new basing with the Amorites. So we're going to do some different kind of tufts in there. We're going to try that out. So to be continued. And we should be able to, well, hopefully we get the Amorites done by Huracan. So what's that, the end of September? So what do we got? We got all of July, all of August, and most of September. Yeah, that's probably maybe a little too hopeful. Well, the Pope will be done by then. How about that? Yesterday, you applied goop. I should trademark that goop to the last three elements of Fast Warband, and today I'll do the painting and tufting. That's on your Ancient British, right? Which actually, Joe's Ancient British actually did okay the other night. They had he had had some rough times with them, but I'd be tempted to do if I was going to do a heavy warband army like that. I'd do something like Galatians because those guys fought naked. That could be the butt of jokes right there. Okay, so this guy has a very dark um, color covering, so we're gonna go light on his feet. Can we even do white? I bet we could do white. Let's give him a white horse. The goop. What'd you do today? Goop. Yeah, so the plan is, Greg, you weren't here earlier when I was mentioning this, is I want to get this guy done. I only got 2.5 hours of sleep last night, so my goal is to just get this guy done and crash. And then tomorrow, start filming because it's going to take more than one day. How I seal my figures, and that way I have these 6 nights. We'll do it before and afterwards. We're not going to do it live because you guys need to see, and hopefully it won't be the one time something goes wrong because I've never had an issue yet. I haven't had an issue yet with the sealant. So Mark did a conversion for me for the Boudica figure. Ah, you got a mouthy redhead in your army, huh? Was she redheaded? I would think she would be. All right. So this is our brown. And let's get our white. Painting her as a redhead. Okay. I would too. Actually, wasn't there some dude that was a commander for them and his name was like Caractacus or something? Wasn't he an ancient British guy? Caractacus? One of those guys. Something like that. One of the manufacturers has guys riding on chariots, and I forget who it is. It might be Splintered Light. That looks like almost like he's like surfing, like he's got one leg on each horse or something like that. Um, Maybe I'm just delirious from lack of sleep. But I think that's who it is. An army you don't see very often is Caledonians. You don't see people do Caledonians very often. So, when I do those Amorites, I'll be the first. That'll be the first Amorite army I've seen. She was very tall, the glance of her eye most fierce, her voice harsh. Oh, that's exactly how I like my ladies. Not. A great mass of the reddest hair fell down to her hips. Her appearance was terrifying. You should get your light box early next week and hope to take improved photos. So my wife picked it up on her own. Since we're talking about it, you said you wanted me to send pictures of it, and I've been slacking. I got so much going on. Let me show you what I got. I don't know that this is of the highest quality, but it doesn't matter because, I'm not professional or anything. I'm sure this thing's made in freaking China, but whatever. I'll have to get over it. I don't even know how you say that. Kix Inc. Ring LED Portable Photo Studio. 6 colors and backdrops. So this is what it is. It kind of folds apart. Okay, and it's kind of unique in that it almost looks like a craft project that you put together yourself. So it is powered by USB. It has a USB plug. I won't be able to do a functioning video, sorry. So this is the light box, and it's held together by grommets. And you can pop them and you can collapse this whole thing. It has a liner here where you can change this into different colors. There's black and different, you could really use a piece of paper if you wanted to. I don't really need that because I've got like backdrops, but I did use the white one the other day. But it is collapsible. Boy, this is turning into a variety show tonight. Hey, that works. It has a hole in the top where you can shoot down, okay? And it is collapsible to go in that little thing, which I don't think I'm going to be traveling with it much. So let's plug this thing in. Okay. Kix Inc. Photo Light Box. Okay. And it's very lightweight. It's almost flimsy. Let me show you what we can get here. It's the Tony Variety Show. I have a plug here that has all kinds of USB connections. And I may be able to, it helps if I let's flip this around. Nope, it's the other way. Okay. So, here's the light box, and you press the power button, and bam. Let's see if we can get away with this. We can. Okay. So it has an LED ring here that you can do different settings. You can make it brighter or less bright. Okay, and you can change what color light it does. So it has basically two rings. One of them is almost like a blue, and another one is a warm. So that's just the blue one. That's just the warm one, and then here it is together. And of course, you can subtle this out or what have you. And that's it. It's just it's simple. I asked her when she got it. I said, "Is it expensive?" She's like, "No." I said, "Okay, well, can we return it if I'm not happy with it?" She's like, "Yeah, okay." Yeah, I don't know how much it was, but I don't think it was more than $20 or something like that. But anyhow, it worked for now. Because this light that I'm painting with is awesome, but I think it's too powerful, and it washes everything out. So, for photos. So we'll see. Looks exactly like the one I ordered. Okay. Well, there you go. Yours will be made in China too. Whatever. I didn't buy it. I can still say I didn't buy it. Yeah, it actually works really well. The fact that it's a USB connection is awesome because I have a portable extension thing here that I plug my oh, it doesn't reach, but there we go. And I've got multiple USBs here, and the phone right now is plugged into one of them on the video. There you go. That's the variety show for tonight. Hey, it worked. I'm a little bit more awake than when we started. That was the whole purpose. Anyhow, yeah, it works pretty well. There's unfortunately no longer a place where you can just go to a storefront and say, and it has all these peripherals for like videotaping or tripods or something like that. Because even if you had to pay more for it, I'd want to like lay my hands on it and make sure I get the right thing instead of having to return it. But those days are gone. You can't, you can't go to stores here anyways and expect them to have anything. So. Good night, Tony. Is that what it is? It's time for me to fall asleep. I know you're not going to bed. You're over. It's not even 6 p.m. where you're at. Lorraine's back. I'll have to organize breakfast. Catch you later. By the way, I'll watch your latest video this afternoon. Okay. Have an adult beverage while you're watching it. We certainly did while we were playing it. I had a flask of whiskey and 2 beers. Yeah, I was 3 sheets. That's why I'm like, man, I can't believe we've only been playing for an hour and a half. Seems like we've been playing for 5 hours. It's all good. It's not like we had a bar fight. Okay. So where were we? We were painting his lance. No, I think that woke me up enough. We need to be able to power through. White Rabbit sour beer. Well, if I've never had a sour before, I'd say that sounds horrible. But I have, and I don't mind them. So, White Rabbit, huh? Sounds like a bad trip. Far out. Yeah, this here. Oh, I was using it black. Man, I really just derailed myself, but that'll work. So anyways, Visigoths at some point. Barbarians. Mitch likes those late Roman armies too. I had picked up way back in the day, I mean like 15 years ago. I picked up some late Romans and from Old Glory. And in doing so, I had enough to do an East and a West army of the Book 278 variety, late Imperial. And I got like 4 stands of the East one done and got sidetracked. So in my pile down there, there's 4 stands of, I think like 2 stands of auxiliary. Maybe it's just 2 stands of auxiliary. I don't know. I don't have that much, but Mitch has a late Roman army, and he likes to play it, so I'll paint up some barbarians. I really enjoy playing the Ostrogoths that are half knights and half skirmishers. That's a hoot. That's a hoot. Oh, you thought I was done for the night? No, hell no. No, I was. It looked like I was getting done because low power, but I got about 2 hours and 15 minutes of sleep last night. So, and it was interrupted. So, when I crash, I'm gonna crash. I still woke up at 5 a.m. I can't wake up later than 5 a.m. I feel like I'm getting screwed, especially on a work day. I need to have some time in the mornings to do my turns for the online game I'm playing. This will be the last night of the two stands, and then we can get him done today, and then we can do the spray process tomorrow. Obviously, that won't be done live. We'll just shoot a video in different parts, and then we'll cobble it together so you guys could see how the sealing process works. Or at least I show you what I do that has worked well for me and it's been successful. So haven't really had to modify it at all, except in the last 3 years or so, I've been doing a final brush on flat as the third coat, and I think that makes a big difference. How it turns out, but anyhow, I don't know how your feed is looking. I'm looking at my computer, and of course, my computer is running through my new next door neighbors just came to introduce themselves and gave me a bunch of baked goods. Uh-oh. Do they drug test you at your workplace? Oh, man. I've thought if somebody ever did that to me. If somebody ever, like, gave me something laced and I had it, I don't know what I'd do. I'd probably get put in jail for what I would do to the people that did that to me. I mean, I'm fine if people want to do drugs, but it's like, I don't want you taking my drug virginity from me. You know what I'm saying? I'm too old to lose that. All right. We need a lighter color for the scabbard. This one should probably do fine. These were store-bought. You never know. Yeah. Never had any inclination to do that stuff. I remember when I was in college, late high school or early college, and I remember the people I know that were like, "Oh no, man, pot's good for you. It's alcohol that people die." I'm like, "Well, you're freaking doing it wrong." Okay, I mean, if if you're abusing something, you're abusing something. But I have no problem with alcohol. I'm very responsible. I've never done anything stupid on alcohol. So, oh well. Hard to believe that was illegal in this country at one time. That's just mind-boggling. Absolutely mind-boggling. I don't think we could use this brush anymore there, boss. We're gonna have to go to this one. I'm gonna end up touching things I don't want to touch and have to fix them. New next door neighbors. Hopefully they're better than the last ones you had. I don't know. I'm just guessing. Maybe there were problems. We have a person in our neighborhood. Luckily, they're far away from where we live. But if they lived next door, we'd have to move out. It is it is a dangerous situation, ish. They they party at 3 and 4 in the morning, and with loud music, and they're on something, and they're aggressive. Because if I'm out partying in the middle of the in my driveway with loud music, and I'm partaking in some concoction of medicinal value, if I'm out there drinking, I'm gonna want to hug people. I'm not gonna want to scream things at them. That's just me. But they're on the other side of the neighborhood, kind of. So that's a good thing. But I'd have to move. You can't have that. You can't deal with that every day. You know. So you got to move, or moonlight as a vigilante, whatever the hell that means. Did you show him your game room? Rick's got one hell of a bachelor pad game room. So that room is amazing. But that's just too many games. I'd end up playing them all wrong. There's no way I could remember all those rules. Your dream is for new neighbors to move in that want to game. It's not going to happen. We're rare breeds. And then what if they move in next door and they play games that you don't like? Like for me, my hell would be like, hey, I got a neighbor that's a gamer. Awesome. Well, we only play one thing. Oh, really? Well, what is that? Catan. I'm out. I ain't playing that. Looks horrible. I know people love that game, but that's a horrible looking game. And I've said before, I like all my games to be about combat because I'm a devout pacifist. And in real life, I'm kind of a devout pacifist. So it's not that I'm a devout pacifist. I just don't want to spend the night in jail. But there are games I have enjoyed that aren't necessarily combat related. One of them is a really misnamed game. It's called Empire Builder, and it's basically one of those train crayon games. So you've got to build railroads from different places and move goods from one place to the other, and build as you go and collect, and that's kind of what I do in real life. So it's easy for me to figure that one out. But I played that. It's been a long time since I played it. What did we play last night? History of the World. It took way too long. It doesn't take too long. It's just like a 4-hour game, and we started at 10:30. So yeah, that's why I didn't get any sleep. But we had a good crowd. We had 6 people. So you're surrounded by young families with kids too young, and the parents are too busy with the kids. Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad I got one kid. One's good. And she doesn't game, so I don't have to share my toys. My hell would be some kid that would want to play with my stuff and destroy it. Bang, bang. No, 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 no. Bad child. We're going to take you back to the pound. You know, you can game too much. I mean, like, I was thinking I had half a mind to call Mitch up and say, hey, you want to get together tonight too? But I only got 2.5 hours of sleep. And, you know, I want to paint. I don't need to, you know, I don't need to game all the time that much, you know. If I want to get a game on, I could fire up the Xbox and play for 30 minutes or whatever. If I need to, I don't need to go through. We'll get together on. We'll get together, shoot another video on Friday. That's good enough. I really don't like gaming when I have to work the next day. But unfortunately, that's kind of what the schedule is. Except on Friday, joke's on him. He's got to work the next day, and I don't. Ha 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 ha. But I have played a few board games that are a lot of fun. One of my favorites is a game called Wallenstein. And of course, the cool thing about that game is, other than you don't know what turn the phases could turn into, is it's one of those that combat involves throwing them into one of these little towers where some of the pieces stay inside and come out at a later time, and it makes definitely an interesting mechanic. But that's a fun game. I don't know it, but um, but that's a fun game. I played it 3 times, I think. But again, I'd rather play this. You know. Yeah, mechanism really works. It's simple. It's like it's good. It's one of those games you play and you don't even care if you win. You know, you still try to win, but that's not important. The important is kind of like the everyday management of how you're doing everything. Um, I know the boys like to play. What's that? Star Trek Ascendancy, and I'm not. I'm not much of a Star Trek fan, but it's a fun game. But you know, that's one of those that just playing the game is fun. Doesn't matter if you win. Because that game is like you build up your stuff, and then before you know it, the game's over with. You don't get to enjoy using the things that you built very often. There's a small amount of time between when you get enough things to do things, and then the game's over with. You know, it's like, what happened? You know? But yeah, they like Star Trek. I'm not much of a science fiction person, in case you guys didn't figure that out. Right. All right. Where did I leave off of? All right. We need to do the end of his thing here. We're just on the cusp of victory here to be done with this. And yeah, why not? We'll use this color for the reins. So I do some console gaming, but I don't really do with other folks talking to them. I have zero interest in communicating with folks that I'm never going to meet. Well, you guys don't count, but you know what I mean, just people off the street that, they're playing some first person shooter and they whine and they disconnect and we've done that before. I'm really not interested in, getting into a cussing fest with an 8-year-old, you know what I mean? So that's not something I do. But somewhere in the near future, let's say in the next 2 months or so, hopefully I don't curse myself by saying this, we should have an upgrade to our internet because we, this DSL thing just isn't working. So hopefully we can do these feeds and in some better resolution by going through that. But to be continued. I'm not really happy when I see my live feed stuff and it's so blurry and pixelated sometimes, and I wish there was something you could do about it. But yeah, you're the same when it comes to video games. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to play with other people. Or if I do, I don't even put the microphone on. I don't want to listen to them. That wasn't the case 15 years ago. But now it's like, I don't want to listen to other people's crap. There's too many sore losers. So, I remember a long time ago, there was some kid, he had his headset on, and he wasn't cussing or anything. The kid sounded like he was 7 years old. And he kept repeating, my mittens, I gotta have my mittens, my mittens, my mittens, I gotta have my mittens. That's it. He never didn't cuss or say anything bad. He just had a attention seeking condition, and it was like, holy cow, man. See, I don't listen to any of that stuff. Not everybody deserves to be heard. Luckily, there's just not that many video games that really interest me because they are a big time suck. Not saying they're not fun, but I can't do this. I got nothing to show for them. Yeah, and even with all the video games I haven't played, I've still spent a lot of time on them. Between, if you count up, like, say, all the hours I've spent on playing all of the Diablos, playing the Grand Theft Autos, the Borderlands, what else? What other series have I played a lot of? Mainly those three. Oh, Assassin's Creed. I remember my Xbox One came with the Assassin's Creed that's in the pirate theme one, and the Greek one is just gorgeous. I mean, I'm gonna be looking, if I ever get around to doing my Athenian army. I'm gonna be using a lot of the decor and stuff and colors from that. That's a beautiful game, regardless of whether or not it's realistic or anything. It's a beautiful game. It's just something to do. Just something to do, something kind of mindless. Skylab, look out for the cougars. That's an interesting point. Can you put your video game experience in a display case? Now, no, but there's some funny stuff. I mean, Borderlands is freaking hilarious. I never played the first one. The second one and the third one are really, really funny. Really, really funny. Um, hey, it's science fiction. Hey, I thought I didn't do science fiction. Why do I do that? Um, I love that cell animation. I think it's really cool. Um, God, what else? Diablo, man. I played the hell out of Diablo. Um, so I do fantasy. I do. Um, Driving games too. That's pretty much it. I don't really do the I don't do the shooters anymore. It's, been there, done that. How many times I have to save the world from the Nazis? Like I've done it so many times and they just keep giving it back to them. Like I'm done. Um, but yeah, at the end of the day, you don't have anything to show for it. So, and it becomes an experience that you can't really talk about with other people because even if the other people have played that game, they weren't experiencing what happened to you at the same time, whereas they would be in a face-to-face game. So, I definitely prefer the face-to-face. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. All right, what do we got left on this guy? The back of the saddle, the hooves. All right, let's do the hooves. What color is somewhere around here? Stone. It's a stoned color. So yeah, these old school figures actually paint up okay. I've been pretty happy with them. Just feel like you got to replace the lances because the lances are first of all they're the old school style material that is very bendy. So you don't want to go through all the effort of painting this and then after playing them 3 times, their lances got bent and broke off. That's that's a problem. You don't want to waste your time painting when something like that happens. So I replace them. Oh, of course, how could I forget the game that I've played a lot and still do? A zombie game called State of Decay. It's an Xbox exclusive only, and it's part. Um, I wouldn't say it's a scary game. It's just a resource management. You have to go and collect different materials and build expansions to your base and explore this house and find what it is and encounter other groups and try to befriend them. And it's a really cool game. It came out several years ago, the first one, and played the hell out of it. And second one's been out for a few years. Love that game. It's an Xbox exclusive only, so if you guys have a PlayStationer, you won't be able to play that. But it's a cool game. It's not necessarily fast-paced game, but it's not slow. So it's not like what's that one, Left 4 Dead, that you never get left to so for a moment. Because I don't like what do you call the thing, jump scare stuff. Okay, it's not a jump scare game. I mean, yeah, occasionally it can happen. Something just sneaks up on you and scares the crap out of you, but it's not that type of an environment. I watched a demo several years ago of a game, and I want to say it's called The Enemy Within or something like that. But I'm watching this demo and I'm like, there's no way I could play that. I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. I believe that's what it is. It's like super disturbing. It's like demonic stuff, and it's like in low light environments, and you're like armed with like a freaking fingernail file. No, no, I don't need that. I don't need that in my life. I don't need that in my life. I want to say that's what the name of that was. You know, it was like it reminded me of something I definitely would never watch a movie of. I don't watch horror stuff. I don't know how people can watch horror stuff. But teach their own. It's not my thing. All right, let's get the back of this saddle done. World of Warcraft. That was a long time since I played that. It was like 2005. 2005, 2006. That game sucked because you couldn't. You had to depend on other people. You'd get together and have like 4 hours to play. You'd spend 3.5 hours trying to find the right composition for your group. Or you'll go in this dungeon and then somebody botches it, and then you have nothing to show for it, and you're pissed off, and you're in a bad mood. And wife says, "I don't want you playing that anymore," and I'm like, "Yeah, I don't want to play it anymore either." And of course, we'll be back on here tomorrow, and hopefully be able to stay up longer. Let's do a little brighter than that. And we do need to put the brighter metal on him. That would be this one. Red Dead Redemption. Play a fair amount of that. I like those open world things. You know, you're walking around, you're on a mission from point A to point B. You see something on a mountain, like a house or something like that. You're like, I wonder what's up there. So go check it out. Go climb the friggin' mountain. You know? But unfortunately, then you'll lead you to something else and lead you to something else, and you get attacked by a bear. You know the rest of the story. But I do like those open world type things. How long have we been here? An hour and a half? Well, that's a lot longer than I would have thought. Okay, we're going to call this guy done. So next time we get together, well, we'll be working on something else, but I need to do the multi-part video of spraying these guys down. So. Okay, there you have it. Well, until next time, we'll catch you guys tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel, and we'll probably be working on Spearman, I guess. We'll show you how I replace the shafts so that they don't break. If you're using figures that are very pliable, you'll want to replace those. Otherwise, they'll end up breaking in the middle of the game. But anyhow, catch you guys tomorrow. Have a good night, and see you soon. Happy painting.